Hey, my crazy growth mindset math maniac panthers. Here we go. We're going to be doing some decimal stuff here. But first, let's take a look at this wacky, speaking of wacky, Mr. Hoffman Wednesday waterfall chat. Now, if you answer 216 IXL questions, well, that reminds me, I gotta get to do some IXL. It does help my grade too, and I'll learn that way. Oh, okay. Oh, by the way, on Monday and 89 questions on Tuesday, how many questions do you have answered in total? Just kidding. 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15. Yes, I count on my fingers. What can I say? It works for me. Carry the 1. 8, 9, 10. Carry the 1. And 305. Pretty great. Okay, just a little reminder, you have 3 attempts for every quiz you take. If you want a higher score or grade, please remediate in between. Then take the quiz again. What does remediate mean? That's just a fancy way of saying study. What are some ways that you can study? Well, you could come to the office hours. That'll be a way of studying. Get tutoring from me and or other students. Speaking of which, other students, if you have a good grade or just something that you're good at in math and you want to help others get good at it too, come to my tutoring and help tutor others and you will get some bonus points. Get that grade up too and get some, maybe put some points in the bank, so to speak, for a rainy day, save it for a rainy day. Insurance, so a buffer, something like that. Safety net, all kinds of ways to talk about it. Okay, so IXL also helps your grade. And so do this skill that you are taking the quiz on, do that same skill in IXL. So then go back and take the quiz again and see how it improves. I've heard other students doing that and it works for them. It could work for you too. Review OMHS lessons and watch suggested math videos in Math Padlet. I keep adding some videos in there. I just added a rock video and a rap video on adding and subtracting decimals. I love them both. Check it out. See what you think. Let me know what you think of them. Email me. What else can you think of? Now, when we did the lesson, put open the chat. Some people had some ideas, and they had some really good ideas. And I can't think of them right at the moment, but I will get back to you later. All right. Ah, Rules. We did Zoom today, so these are the rules you need to know for Zoom when you come back. Real names. It helps keeps us safe, right? And to know who each other is. We don't know who you are, your real name, man. You could do a nickname kind of with your real name. That's kind of okay, I think, as long as we can identify who you are. Stay muted. All right, so we did a little bit of unmuting here and there, but for the most part, we stayed muted today. All right. Private chat. Yes, and you can private chat with me. At some point, we'll open private chats later on for everybody, or maybe it will be public chats. More on that later. But in the meantime, private chats are just with me. Raise hand, especially when we get in those small groups and we start really working together. Virtual background, yes, fun. Protect your privacy so people can't see what's behind you. Make it school appropriate. Be ready. Try to be ready for the lesson before you come. Maybe I'll start making these videos actually before you come, and then there's more of us working and less of me actually teaching this. Real backgrounds. Now, when it gets to a point where we start sharing more and we start talking more with each other, your backgrounds come into play. So we want to make sure that you can be in a quiet place, as quiet as possible when we're doing these Zoom meets. Respect. Yes, always big respect. Dress appropriately. Make sure, boys, you're wearing shirts. Don't be coming to Zoom not wearing a shirt. That's a big one. Hand gestures, appropriate. Language, appropriate. Take note when we do public chats. Yep, when I do give those permissions, they are archived. That means we keep them. We can always go back and look at them if we need to. And focus. Don't be looking out the window at squirrels like I do. I can do enough of that for me. We don't need you to do it too. And this is a class, so treat it as such. And then we went into Zoom. You'll see why. Yes, we need paper. So this is what we're going to be learning. Back this up for a second. Adding decimals. This is what we did today, and you come up with this answer. But not everybody came up with an answer like this, adding these decimals. We'll get to that more in a moment. But you can check for reasonableness here. See if it makes sense. 49 is close to 50. Yeah, 49.7 is close to 50. So that's a reasonable answer. We'll going on. Okay, representing whole numbers with block. Base 10 blocks. You may recall this from 5th grade, 4th grade. I know when I taught 5th grade, we used these a lot. I love them. I love them. I love them a lot because we use them a lot. And there's a lot in here. So the flat, there's 100 little blocks in here. 100, 100, 1, 2, 3, 4, 100. Well, here there's only one block. That's why we call it the ones. Well, how many are in here? That's 10 little blocks. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. We'll stop there. 10 longs. But we're going to represent them more abstractly. So you kind of have to imagine that there is 100 little blocks in here. You have to imagine that there's 10 blocks in here. Well, here you don't have to imagine too much. It's just one. Unit is one long. Okay. With that, what is the value of the blue? Well, this is a 100. Each of these is 10, so it's 10, 20, 30, 40, 50, 60. So we have 160. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Okay, we'll do it this way. For the red, you come up with the red. Stop the video and see what you get. All right, welcome back. So what'd you get? Did you get 377? That's what, no, I'm just kidding. So 100, whoopsie. Try that again. 100, 100, that's 200. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 5, 50. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 6. So we can do the algorithm, but in 4th grade, you probably learned to do it this way by combining all of these and trading them in the bank for whatever tens you could get, right? How many ones do you need to make a 10? 10. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. So let's take these 10 here and turn them into a 10. These 10 ones become 110. So these 10 units become one long. Now, what do we have here? How many, use different color. How many tens make a flat? How many longs make a flat? We need 10. So let's take this one, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. So we're going to use all of these and turn it into 100. So now we've already crossed those off, so we're not using those anymore. So now what do we have left? We have 400. And how many tens? We use these, so the only tens we have left are these two. 420. And how many ones do we have left? So we used all of these, so we only have 4 ones left, 4. So when we do our traditional algorithm, do we get the same thing? 8 plus 6 is 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14. So far, it's looking pretty good. Carry the 1. This is our modeling and regrouping. 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, right? Did I do that right? Yep, looking good. And then how many tens do we, I'm sorry, how many hundreds do we have that represent the flats? It'd be 1, 2, 3, 4. And they match. Looks like this. Boom. Now, what about decimals? If we want to use those base 10 blocks to represent decimals, this is what we have now as whole numbers. What about decimals? Well, look at this unit. If we were to magnify this unit, and we would actually see that the unit is made up of mini units, smaller units, even more units. We're going to change the whole unit. We're going to slide everything. We're going to shift everything. So look at this. We blow it up. What's inside of there? Yeah, this is magnified, so it's not the same size as a flat, right? It's magnified. It's like under a magnifying glass or under a microscope almost, really. So we're going to change that. That's not going to. Our unit is going to be different now. We're going to call this our flat. But really, that's just a value of 1. It's no longer a value of 100. This is just 1, right? Just 1. But how many, oh, inside that one, if we break it into tenths, what's 1/10 of 1? A tenth. Yeah, okay. What about what's 1/10 of that long? There's 10 little blocks in there. So now this becomes our unit. Our hundredths are kind of like our units now, right? Okay, so no longer are we using this one. for whole numbers. We're going to break it over and slide everything to the right. To the left, to the left, to the left. No, to the right, to the right, to the right. Yes, as a matter of fact, there's 3 to the rights, I believe. Or maybe there's only 2. At any rate, let's go. So, can we add multi-digit decimals? Yes, we can. Let's get more abstract on it. Now, let's add them this way, but this time we've got the same longs, number of flats, same number of longs, same number of units, but this time we are going to use the decimal version of it, right? We're going to get into those decimals. So pause the video and tell me what's the value of the blues and what's the value of the red, and come back and we'll see how you did. All right, how'd you do? Let's take a look. Let's just count them up, shall we? There is 100. And 10, 20, 30, 40, 50, 60. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 168. Fix this. 168. How many in the red? 200. See, 100, 200. And how many tens? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 250. And 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 256. All right. So, but here's the thing. I messed up because it's supposed to be decimals. So really, this is not 100. This is 1. 1 and, see, the decimal goes here. 1 and 68. 68 hundredths. This is 2 and 56 hundredths. So now we can add them up the same way we did before. But we're going to line up the decimals and drop. Line them up and drop. Ready? Line them up and drop. Line them up and drop. Line them up and drop. And sometimes you need a placeholder. Line them up and drop. Line them up and drop. Line them up and drop. And sometimes you need a placeholder. Eight plus 6. 8, 6, 6, 12. We already did this, right? Same thing. Same arithmetic. 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. Carry the 1. 1, 2, 3, 4. Same thing. The decimal's just locked in there. How about this one? So what do you guys think? Am I doing this right? Let's see. 6, 7, 8, 7, 3, 4, 5, 1. See, I lined them up and drop. But where do I drop the decimal? See, I got 1, 2, 3, 3 decimal places. So I'm going to go like this. I'm going to go 1, 2, 3. So I'm going to put the decimal here. I'm going to put that another color so it's clear where I'm putting the decimal. I'll make my decimal purple. Here, that's where I'm putting my decimal. So what do you guys think? Did I do this right? Well, we got to do something called checking for reasonableness. If we were to look at this as money, this would be $13.76. This would be $20, and would that be 2 cents or 20 cents? Ooh, I think that's 20 cents. Put that 0 on there. Yeah, if this were money, that'd be $20.20. So if we were to look at $13.76, is that closer to 13 or is that closer to $14? 76 cents, that's going to be closer to 14. So we're going to turn that into 14. Then what about $20.20? Is that closer to $20 or is that closer to $21? That's going to be closer to, 20 cents. Yeah, closer to $20. So now we can just say 14 plus 20 is 34. So my answer needs to be close to 34. Is my answer close to 34? Not even. I have one. I have like $1.57 and 8/10 of a penny. And I started with $13 plus $20? Obviously, I did something wrong. So let's see what we're going to have to do here. 13.76. I remember. Line them up and drop. Line them up and drop. Line them up and drop. And sometimes you need a placeholder. Line them up and drop. Line them up and drop. Line them up and drop. And sometimes you need a placeholder. Ooh, yeah, boy. Let's go. 1376. Put that decimal right here. Line them up. So I got $20 and remember, sometimes you need a what? A placeholder. Put my placeholder in purple because it wasn't in the original problem. Now, 6 plus 0, 6. 7 plus 2, 8. Line them up and drop. Line them up and drop right here. Line them up. Drop it like it's, if I was going to say hot, nope. I was going to say like it's a decimal. 3. 2 plus 3. Oh, yeah. Now, am I close to that 34? Is it reasonable? It is reasonable. And that is the lesson for today.